Hey, folks, welcome to an all new episode of So Bad It's Good. This is your pal Ryan, and this is your Thursday episode. We're doing a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City episode 14 recap. Yay, you can leave. Sorry, that Meredith Marks line's it's always just rattling around in my head. Meredith, what an interesting character arc she's having this season. Very upset that she's in Greece and not with her kids. Or even more specifically, it just seems like Brooks. She has like a soul connection to Brooks. Very upset. But Meredith vacillates. By the end of the episode, she is up and about and smiling and giggling. Heather is just going way too hard. Heather, we already have producers on this show. You do not need to be a producer. She is trying so hard to pull things out of people that is becoming so annoying. Like truly, it is becoming... It's like nails on a chalkboard for me. And she thinks she's the funniest one on the show. And she's not even the funniest one. I mean, she's not even close to the funniest one on the show. I mean, she's like the fifth funniest one on that cast. She's the one that tries to be funny so hard. And it's just, Lisa Barlow, I'm starting to listen. Sorry, I'm really already at an 11. Heather and Whitney are trying so hard that it's almost making me feel sympathetic towards Lisa Barlow and Meredith Marks, even though Meredith obviously is hiding something. I don't know what happens. She always travels somewhere. Like anytime Meredith travels, Meredith has some sort of internal struggle. But the thing is, there's been accusations levied against Meredith primarily from Whitney and Heather, that there is something nefarious going on, that there potentially is a drug addiction or an alcohol dependency. There are some really serious accusations being levied. Now, Bronwyn, kind of sailed through this episode for the most part. Mary Cosby doing what she does best, and that's just eating food, eating shrimp, and being able to tell us if it was dewormed or not, or the little poop. Anyway, she's great. I think I said this last week. I want Mary Cosby to do an Anthony Bourdain type travel show. Just Mary Cosby just going around the world eating shit. Yeah, just eating shit, and just talking about it. Just get away from the church. Get away from any accusations levied against you about your church, and just go out there on the open road. That's what I want. I think it'll be safer for everybody. But there were so many elements of this episode in particular that I found charming, that I found fun. Yeah, dare I say fun. And it just shows you. And by the way, I always want to make this point, is that I will be hard on these shows, but it comes from a deep, deep, deep love. So if I'm critical, that is just, that's just me being a crotchety old man, folks. No, if I'm critical, it just means I truly, truly love something. And I have so much hope for Salt Lake City. It is so good. You really still put this up back to back with Beverly Hills or OC, it trounces them. Potomac needs a little reworking, right? It's not perfect. And I'm sorry, Angel on Potomac, girl, I don't think this is your thing. You know what? TV sometimes isn't everybody's thing. It may be time just to pack it in, but that's fine. This is not about Potomac right now. But Potomac is going to be great. I mean, Potomac is going to be top tier again. But right now, Beverly Hills, they can't even begin to comprehend having fun with each other the way the Salt Lake ladies can still have fun with each other. Does that make sense? You get the sense that they actually know each other, that it's a little bit more than just coworkers, right? And this show, most of these ladies have been on this show for 6 seasons with each other, except for Angie K and Mary and Bronwyn. But the rest have been there. They know each other at this point. But you watch Beverly Hills and it's like, these are structured scenes we're putting in a reality show. This is where this scene goes, and this is where this scene goes, and this is where the group event will be. And just no fun seems to be being had. They might say they're having fun, and God, it is so great to see Rachel Zoe again, but there is something cold about it. And maybe that's just a commentary on Beverly Hills in general, even though all the ladies don't even live in Beverly Hills. We'll do that on the Beverly Hills recap. But I was even watching Southern Charm, this week's Southern Charm, and even that cast seems to still be able to have fun with each other. Like they take themselves seriously, but then at the same time, they don't take each other seriously. Maybe it really is something to do in where these things are shot. Maybe Salt Lake City is so far removed away from like LA or New York that it allows you to be a little bit more present and a little bit more real in your life. Heather Gay, though, is pushing so hard that I almost want to put her on Beverly Hills, if that makes sense. But overall, we're good. The foundation, the unity, the state of the union for Salt Lake City is that it's still, I think, the best housewife show that is currently airing on Bravo. And like I've said many times in this last couple of weeks, it's made so many end of the year lists on best TV. And we're talking all TV, not just reality shows, all television. People are the literati are really, waking up to the fact that this is really good reality television. It's not necessarily breaking the form of Housewives, but it's showing that it is still something 20 years in that is a destination for people to watch, to pay attention to get excited about, to make memes about, to do podcasts about, all of that stuff. Yeah, but good news, bad news. Good news for me, bad news for everybody else is that next week they will not be airing a new episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because I guess it's Christmas. It's right in that Christmas area. So yeah, no Salt Lake City. Don't worry, we're gonna still rock and roll here because I finally thought through. I actually have episodes banked. I've done some interviews that I'll be able to put out, and I'll be doing little pop culture catch ups each day, and I'll be with my dad. So I'm sure my dad will pop on at some point. So you'll still have content. What am I? You'll still have content. You'll still have this show to listen to if you need it during the holidays, right? So that is not airing next week. Beverly Hills is not airing next week. Now, I know Salt Lake comes back on the 30th, December 30th. Secretly, I was kind of hoping that they would just start new episodes back in the new year. I was like, oh my God, a 2-week break from all Bravo. For me, that sounds like heaven, even though I love it dearly, but I think you know what I'm saying. It's like there's a lot going on. But Salt Lake comes back on the 30th. Beverly Hills, I think, is taking 2 weeks off, but I'm trying to get somebody to confirm that with me. And I think the same thing about Southern Charm. But yeah, I definitely know that Salt Lake will not be on next week. So this will be not our final recap of the year, but it'll be our final recap until like 2 weeks from now. I love that I'm just sitting here making you listen or watch to me trying to figure out dates. Let's see here. Let's all get our calendars out, shall we? And just mark down when. Oh, goodness. Now, if you're a Patreon member, I believe Maritza has already sent out the Christmas cards. But if you join and you give us your address, I'm sure we can pop another one in the mail. Patreon.com/so bad it's good. We have a live Patreon this Saturday. We're doing 2 in the month of December. So come join us if you're a Patreon member. We've been recapping old Roni over there. I did like close to a 2-hour episode on Sunday. And I'm going to be doing a tiny episode about my night at Sutton Strax yesterday for her holiday party, which there were some funny stories that came out of there. So that's going to be over there on the Patreon. Yeah, it's God, all of a sudden it's just Christmas is next week. Just wild to me. Okay, speaking of 20 years of Housewives, now they announced this at BravoCon that to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Housewives, they are doing a show called The Real Housewives Ultimate Road Trip, which is going to start filming in January of 2026. And basically, it is where a bunch of housewives take to the road and then they road trip to iconic housewives cities and they'll pick up other housewives there. That's my understanding of it. And the rumor is, I knew about this rumor for since BravoCon, but Page Six is putting it out there once again that Real Housewives of Atlanta alum Nene Leakes is negotiating to return to Bravo finally. She is in talks to appear in the Real Housewives Ultimate Road Trip. I think this is great. I think it is time for Nene Leakes to come back to Bravo. I think we all miss her. I'll be excited to see what she brings. And I don't think you can celebrate 20 years of Housewives without having, to me, just one of the Mount Rushmore of Housewives. because I want to see what's going on with Nene. I want to see if she's still got it. I mean, of course she's still got it, but I want to see her interact. I want to see, and I want to see her. I want to see her thrive. And I just hope that, I think sometimes life can like beat you down and it can make you bitter. Life has a tendency to do that. And I want Nene to have something to like make her happy. Is that like, I want her to come back joyful or tell us what's going on because she lost her husband. I know there's issues with her son. I mean, there's so many things that have happened in her life. So I hope this could be a positive thing where she comes back and then opens that door to the Bravo relationship again. Now, remember, she was supposed to be on this next season of The Traitors, and Lisa Rinna had to take her place, according to Lisa Rinna. I heard, well, anyways, so, and The Traitors we talked about yesterday, that comes back on January 8th, which I can't wait to see. But hopefully this goes well with Nene, and hopefully it gets set in stone, because I would love to see that, what she would do after that, how Bravo would use Nene after that. I think that is good. That actually made me really happy. And we need joyful things that makes us excited, that gives us something to look forward to. Now, here is something else that has given me something to look forward to. It was announced today that Seth Rogen, we knew that you might not have known, but I knew that Seth Rogen was trying to bring back The Muppet Show. The Muppet Show is an iconic television show that ran between 1976 and 1981. And so Seth Rogen said, I gotta bring The Muppet Show back. And then today it was announced that Disney Plus and ABC have set the premiere for The Muppet Show, a TV event special that comes from Seth Rogen featuring guest star Sabrina Carpenter. It is going to hit linear network, which is ABC, and streaming services, which is Disney Plus, on February 4th. Kermit, Miss Piggy, and all of the Muppet gang will return, with Sabrina Carpenter joining them on the stage of the original Muppet Theater.
All right, y'all, gather around because Monet Exchange from Sibling Rivalry is here with an announcement. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Google Gemini. Now listen, the girls over at Google said, Monet, tell the children, so I'm telling you. U.S. college students get Google Gemini's Pro Plan free for 1 year. Use the best model in the world for multimodal understanding, so whether you're uploading a video to get feedback on your presentation, uploading a photo of your homework to ask for help, or transcribing notes from a lecture you missed, Gemini 3 Pro can help. And baby, if I had this in college, she would have been unstoppable. Picture it. Monet Exchange in the library, uploading a picture of my music theory homework like, Gemini, please help a diva out. Or recording my rehearsal videos for feedback instead of crying in the practice room for 3 hours. This would have been life-changing. Now, back to the goods. Sign up to get more access to Google's most accurate model, Gemini 3 Pro. Unlimited image uploads, pro-level image editing, higher limits in Notebook LM, Gemini in Gmail and Docs, 2 terabytes of storage, and more. You heard me, 2 terabytes. That's enough space to store every vocal warm-up, drag race look, and every photo your aunt sends you of her plants. Visit gemini.google/students to learn more and sign up. Terms apply.
Now, this is expected to be what is called a backdoor pilot. So this is like, if this does well, this is going to be like, we should make a whole new series of The Muppet Show. So that's what they call a backdoor pilot. So it's going to be a special, but it's also going to show these executives that, this did really well. We need to make a whole series of this, right? And the pair serves, so it's Carpenter as well as Rogen. I'm just reading all the people that are involved. There's some like really heavy hitters in here, but I love that Seth Rogen has taken his star power and whatever celebrity he has, because remember, he's not just an actor. He is a writer. He is a producer. He has so many hands in the fire. And with the power of the studio, just winning all of those Emmys for Apple TV, I love that he is using his star power for good. And I consider The Muppet Show amazing. The Muppet Show is amazing. I once got to go see the Muppet Workshop and got to speak with the gentleman who voiced and did the puppeteering work for Gonzo. And I got to see all the puppets, and it was just magical, man. Like when you get to, you turn into a kid again around the Muppets, and you see that somebody's actually working the puppet, but that all just disappears, and all of a sudden you're talking to Gonzo, and there's just something so magical about that. I mean, listen, that's another thing I want to shove onto my daughter is my love of the Muppets. I mean, that is just something good. So I was really excited. I was really excited to tell you guys about this. I think that's going to bring a lot of joy in the new year. Now, something that I've been thinking about all day because they announced today, big news for the Academy Awards, folks, the Oscars. Now, it has been airing on ABC for a very, 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 very long time. But today it was announced that it is going off of network TV in 2029. YouTube will now have the exclusive rights to air the Academy Awards. They have a deal in place that starts in 2029 and runs through 2033. And so this ceremony now will be free and globally accessible on their platform, which is a huge shift for the event. This includes the main show, the red carpet, all the behind the scenes content. All U.S. viewers will be able to watch it via YouTube TV. And they're aiming to reach a wider, younger audience. And I heard this news, and I have to be honest, it felt like a punch in the gut. Because I'm old. All I knew at a time was network TV. I mean, there was a time when my parents didn't even pay for cable. Oh, let alone HBO. Are you kidding me? You know, we weren't gold miners. We were middle class. We couldn't have HBO. Are you kidding? But that's what a network. Anything I watched had to be network television. So I grew up loving network television, and I think for a certain aged audience, myself included, I'm pretty adept at streaming. And I think that's obviously because of this show. But YouTube, I think it's still hard for me to believe that YouTube is where everybody watches everything. People just watch YouTube. That's why influencers, one of the reasons why they're so big is because of YouTube. And this is one of the final nails in the coffin for network television, in my opinion. You're ripping events like this out. I mean, Netflix is starting to air NFL games. It is a whole new ball game. I mean, Netflix just purchased Warner Brothers, for the love of God. Streaming services, it's over. They won. And all of these corporations and all of these conglomerates, they're all trying to get their streaming service. But this, to me, is a huge loss for ABC. Now, the counter argument is that the Oscars ratings have gone down pretty consistently. Also, movies themselves have gone down pretty consistently in terms of people going out to the theaters, making it exciting for a younger audience. And the pandemic, we're still not getting over what that pandemic did to the theater going experience, right? So I woke up to it. I was blown away. But then I was like, okay, no, it's still going to happen. It's just different. And it's only different probably for us listening. All the younger generation, they all know. They're like, oh, great, YouTube. It'll be way easier great. I cut the cord a long time ago. Perfect. Oh, that's great. So I'm sure so many people are excited by the news. And don't worry, we have until 2029. And now if I do some basic math, what is that? 8 years away? How does it's a little bit off in the distance, right? We got 4 years. So yeah, Oscar's new home will be YouTube. Now, speaking of that, Netflix has just done a bunch of deals where they are going to start airing podcasts. Now, once again, podcasts are not just audio podcasts anymore, unfortunately. They are video podcasts. Hi, YouTube. You might be watching me on YouTube right now. Thanks for watching any of our advertisements. Or anybody, if you're listening to the commercials, thanks for using my product code. Thanks for all of that. That is such a huge, huge help. But as I always say, I didn't get into this because I wanted to see my big, fat, ugly face. I got into this because I thought I didn't have to show my face. And now every fucking podcast has to be on television. Well, Netflix, if you're listening, let me be on your app, please. As I get older and older, I worry so much about my hair. But hair loss isn't just about hair, it's about how you feel when you look in the mirror. Now, Hims helps you take back that confidence with access to simple, personalized care that fits your life. Hims offers convenient access to a range of prescription hair loss treatments with ingredients that actually work, including chews, oral medication, serums, and sprays. It's doctor-trusted ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil that can stop further hair loss and regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hims brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatment plans that put your goals first. There's no hidden fees, there's no surprise costs, just real, personalized care on your schedule. So think of Hims as your digital front door that gets you back to your old self with simple 100% online access to trusted treatments for real health concerns all in one place. For simple online access to personalized and affordable hair care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/sobad. That's hims.com/sobad for your free online visit. hims.com/sobad. Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information. Come on, I love it. Let's do this. No, they're starting obviously with bigger podcasts. You got Chelsea Handler's podcast on there. You have The Breakfast Club. Charlemagne the God is going to be on Netflix. They've got his podcast. They got the Bobby Bones podcast. They have a handful of podcasts. They made a deal for a couple of podcasts on Barstool Sports. So you're going to be able to access podcasts on your Netflix app. You'll be able to watch them. And that's why, and by the way, I know some people over at Bravo listen to this. Come on, if you're listening, give me in with Peacock. Let me air my podcast on Peacock. Let me stream my podcast on Peacock. We'll put it in there, and if you like Southern Charm, you might like this dipshit. And we'll put a little So Bad It's Good image. Come on. Let's think outside the box in 2026. Use me, abuse me. Come on. The show is here, baby. But yeah, you're going to start being able to access podcasts on Netflix. So that's another thing that I thought was completely wild. But yeah, that's the direction. The motion of the ocean is everything. Now, what would be great if the consumers, if we could just pay less and get more. I told you a couple of days ago how I spent I realized I had to sign up for Stars to watch When Harry Met Sally. I feel like I have every streaming app and I still can't find the one damn thing that I want to watch, right? You always have that one streaming. I don't know if there's some kind of algorithm in my head that feeds this information of yank When Harry Met Sally from HBO Max. Ryan has that and we want to frustrate him, right? So anyways, and by the way, if you guys have any ideas for 2026 for So Bad It's Good, send them. So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey at gmail.com. But don't send me retire. I can't do that. I got a family to feed. Come on. We got a daughter on the way, please. Oh my God, you guys. Rebecca fell asleep last night. And so sometimes, and this, don't make fun of me. Sometimes I'll fall asleep with my hand on Rebecca's belly, just since the baby. I wasn't always just my hand on her belly. And she fell asleep. And I swear to God, the baby was kicking. She was kicking. And I was like, oh my God, it's like private time with my daughter. Rebecca's passed out. And it was who knows? Maybe it was just snoring. I don't know. But you guys, I was almost tearing up. And by the way, that's not a surprise to any of you guys. Yeah, I always picture Ryan Bailey just crying at night in bed. When everybody falls asleep, Ryan just sobs. But it was this beautiful moment, you guys. And I just thought, the audience, if you're new to the show, if you're old if you've been here with the show forever, this is so huge. This is big, this is not this is not a new season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This is just something so incredible. And these next couple of months will be the last couple of months, with you guys before my life changes. You guys will probably hear all of the stories as they happen, but this is so huge that my mind can't really even comprehend it, right? So yeah, I don't know. It was so awesome. She was just like kind of, I think, kicking away. And I just can't believe that I'm going to meet this person in 3 months, a little over 3 months, but 3 months basically. Like, just how amazing is that? So, yeah. Okay. So, anyways, but basically back to just use my product code. Come on, please use my product code. Watch the commercials. Please. I implore you. Okay. Let's get into this Salt Lake City episode. I was thinking about this. Salt Lake City really, and Housewives in general, it's just full of entertaining narcissists, right? It's like narcissists that are entertaining, or if when done right, because everybody in reality TV is pretty much a narcissist, and I don't mean like the toxic narcissist, even though we have a handful of those as well, but like narcissists. But sometimes you put narcissists together. That's why it's got to be in the right combination. They're not entertaining. They're just like you're like annoyed, and we've seen plenty of housewife shows like that. But Salt Lake City, they're narcissists, but they're entertaining. They make it fun. I mean, they don't make me want to be a narcissist, but they make it fun. You know what I'm saying? So today, our episode, it is called My Big Fat Greek Mother's Day. Hey-o, because they're in Greece, and Angie Katsanevis is Greek. Hopa! This is episode 14, and the description that Peacock gives us says, it's Mother's Day, and Meredith's mood sours after missing a chance to speak with her son. You can't miss those chances to speak to Brooks. And by the way, like, you got to clear up an hour because Brooks speaks so slowly. I speak very deliberate. Sometimes Brooks, I'm just like, what is that whole family? They have like a blood pressure of like 30. They just move so slow. Except for Seth. Seth's like, yeah, let's do freaky shit with our butts. Come on, Meredith. I want to put my toe in your butt in the bathtub. I got to tell you, I think maybe something really was going down between Seth and Meredith because why? I mean, the Seth Marks erasure this season is so hard for me. I genuinely love this man on my screen. But I also want to point out, remember, like, I like weird shit. Like, I like Todd being gruff. I like Muzzy. I like weird little things like that. So that's part of why I say that. I don't think Seth is like, my goal as a man, but I just like, it's like another piece of little comedy for me. So Seth Marks, we've missed him. Now, I know Seth and Meredith are fine for the most part because I saw Seth cheering Meredith on at BravoCon, but maybe they were going through a rough patch. I mean, you don't know, but I got to say, like, I miss Seth. Like, we've seen Brooks, we've seen Chloe. Remember, they have another son, too. We saw him at Meredith's bat mitzvah, but we didn't get to really, we don't really get to see him. He's chosen to stay off television, which means he's the most normal one in that family. Like, hats off to that dude. But I love the Brooks of it all. This cracks me up. Anyways, okay, let's get into this. They're in Greece to celebrate Angie K's heritage. All the ladies are excited, but they still find ways to fight. Remember, Lisa Barlow was in glam for a very long time, and then she had a lovely 10,000 step walk where she got to spend time with the one person she loves the most in this world, and that is herself. And the ladies were like, fine, whatever. But then we sat down to dinner, and all of a sudden it was another inquisition of Meredith Marks, where Heather's like, I can't believe you said that I lied. Heather is still like, this ain't about you, Heather. Like, Heather is still so weird. This is what I'm saying. Like, she is like a dog with a bone. She is starting to remind me of Lisa Rinna in her later seasons of Beverly Hills when she was like, okay, but what's your storyline, Lisa? It's like, you're just going so hard when you think somebody else has a problem. But Meredith, we had that last scene at dinner where they're all, eating, and Meredith's like, if you want to hold a grudge, Heather, that's up to you. And Heather's like, hold a grudge. And Lisa's like, yeah, think about it. You guys had a miss. And then when he's like, can Meredith speak for herself? And Heather's like, you speak for her, Lisa. And when he goes, Meredith, I don't think you have a problem. I think you're the problem right now. She really thought she did something with that. There were like tears streaming down Whitney's face, for the love of God. I was like, we're in Greece. And then all of a sudden, Meredith was like, right, it's fine. Excuse me. And she got up. And Brittany Bateman, her jaw unhinged. They're like, ah. And Heather's like, oh, I'm obviously in trouble now for saying how I really felt. I got to tell you, folks, I know a bullshitter when I see one. Heather doesn't give a rip if Meredith likes her or not. We have moved so far beyond that. I truly, 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 at the end of the day, do not think Heather gives a two donkey shits if Meredith called her a liar or not. They're calling Meredith unstable, so why would you care if an unstable person called you a liar? Like, truly. Like, is Heather upset the audience is going to think she's a liar? Like, why? It makes no sense to me at all. But have no fear. It's a new day in Greece, and we have some little flamenco guitar, like ding, 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 ding. I don't know why they made that sound like the James Bond theme. Ding, na, 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 na. But Brittany Bateman is opening up the window shade, and she goes, "Good morning, Greece." And I think Brittany kind of lives in like a fantasy world where Greece is like, "Good morning, Brittany. I hope you slept well." Angie K walks in going, "Kalimera," which I think is Greek for like good morning. And she's waking up Bronwyn and she's waking up Lisa. Man, I want it to be like the Bad Girls Club. Remember that season? Remember that show, The Bad Girls Club? Back in the day, and they had that one character who got all pissed and was like clapping the cookie sheets together, like, "Wake up! Ah!" Remember that? Oh my God. Iconic television, The Bad Girls Club. But Lisa looks out her window and is like, "It's so pretty." And then Whitney is screaming. She's like, "Happy Mother's Day! Happy Mother's Day!" And Heather's still trying to get like, some sleep in bed. But Whitney just keeps going, "Happy Mother's Day to you. Happy Mother's Day." And then she comes out, and you guys, she is sans bikini. She's coming out of the shower. She is nude, except that Bravo paid to, they don't just blur out her breasts. They put a Greek flag. This is the kind of this is what gives you Emmys, folks. They're not just using blurs. They're like, let's put a Greek flag over Whitney's giant gazongas. You know what I'm saying? And the flag is waving. That's the kind of Jim Cameron avatar technology that we're dealing with here. The flag is waving. But I like also that Whitney's this comfortable. There's a cameraman there. He's like, got my Christmas bonus. This is great. All right. But when he's like, "We're out of towels, Heather. Who do I call? My breastises are everywhere. Will you call a butler?" Ha 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 ha. And then downstairs, we see that a breakfast has been put out there for everybody, and Bronwyn is getting some fruit. He's free from the clutches of Todd, just farting back at the home in Salt Lake City. And Angie Casey's Bronwyn and says, "Good morning, my little chirpies." And I have to tell you, I'm not a big little Chirpies guy. Like, if somebody said, "Hey, good morning, little Chirpies," I'd be like, don't. But I think Angie K is the one person that I would let call me little Chirpy. I wouldn't want her to call me big Chirpy. Like, I don't want to wait, like a weight joke. But if you said "Good morning, little Chirpy," and it was Angie K, I think I would really be into that. Anyways, Heather Gay's like, "I need to heat up the cheese pie." Oh. And then she goes, "I want to have the cheese pie with some milk for sure." What the fuck? Was that Heather just trying to be funny, or are you doing milk on milk? Are you doing cheese on milk? Oh, yeah. You know what would wash this cheese pie down? It's a nice cold glass of milk. Milk and cheese. Anyways, Angie's like, "Look at this great photo of me on the fridge." And there's like this chart on the fridge with all of their pictures, all of the housewives' pictures. And the heading says "The Friendship Commandments." Now, you know what I'm about to say. I need this for my reality show museum. Bronwyn is the one that made this Friendship Commandments. And it's a little blurry, but I think I can read it. It says, "Our families are off limits. Our businesses are off limits. When someone says sorry, believe them and move on. Be a woman of your word. Believe that each of us have the best intentions. Be the friend that you expect other people to be. Don't steal money from elderly people with scams." That's not on there, folks. It should be, though. Stop the reactive abuse. Because Meredith at the Boston Tea Party episode is like, "Stop the reactive abuse. There's a lot of reactive abuse going on. Please." I'm now, with my Meredith, I'm now doing a lot of, and she doesn't do that at all. Anywho, so she's made this chart, but all of this chart, if I was a producer on this show, I would rip this shit down. I want these ladies doing each and every one. Our businesses are off limits. Bullshit, they are. Your businesses better not be off limits. That's how we catch criminals in this country, through Housewives shows. But Heather's like, wait, I don't understand. These are our commandments? You understand completely, Heather. I got a real bug up my butt about Heather Gay. Anyways, we flash back to the Boston Tea Party episode in their fright wigs, and Heather's like, hear ye, be a woman of your word. And you know how they each went around and had, Meredith literally goes, hear ye, hear ye. She goes, hear ye, hear ye. Hear ye, hear ye. Stop the reactive abuse. I like that Meredith can't even say hear ye, hear ye. Hear ye, hear ye. Hear ye. I swear to God, go back and watch this episode. She goes, hear ye, hear ye. I don't know. For some reason, I just love that. Stop the reactive abuse. And Bronwyn's like, wait, there's red marks. Are these things we've done? And Heather's like, are we supposed to check if it's a good thing or a bad thing? And Angie's like, can't figure it out. And Bronwyn's like, what can't you figure it out, my little chirpies? And Bronwyn's like, well, I regret this now. No, it's supposed to be a funny thing, like a reverse sticker chart, right? And we flash back to the first day of the trip where Bronwyn is putting up the chart and Meredith Marks is looking at it. And Bronwyn's telling Meredith, I just made a little chart if we're all going to stick to the commandments we made. So if I, said something about someone's family, that could come and block that square. And we see Bronwyn just explaining to everybody the reverse sticker chart. And Bronwyn says they're always acting like kindergartners, and this is what kindergarten teachers do. It's a sticker chart. So if you see your entire column is red, that's bad. But also, what we're missing here is that we need some sort of reward. Like if you don't abuse any of the principles, the commandments, you get like a Cartier watch, right? You get something. But Bronwyn thinks this will be a little motivation to change these ladies' behavior. And Bronwyn does say, the people with the least marks, I'll buy a prize. One night with my husband, Todd. You can touch him anywhere. So they all point out that Lisa is losing so far. But Bronwyn says she's hoping that sheer humility and embarrassment will turn some of this behavior around. And Heather's like, I want to have my record clean and pure. Well, you can't because you're a good time girl. Woo! And Angie's like, let's give Lisa more checks. And then she can say, I didn't do that. Dismissed, 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 dismissed. So great. And then we have Lisa's voice echoing, dismissed, dismissed. Oh, God, I forgot about that dismissed episode. That was this season, too. Anyways, they go to sit outside. It's beautiful. They have a pool. And I don't know. It's just it's nice. And they all seem like they're enjoying each other's company. At least these four, which are Bronwyn, Angie, Heather, and Whitney. Great. Lisa comes out and Angie and Lisa are joking about pushing each other in the pool and that Lisa's disrespecting Angie in her home country, but it's like fun, right? Brittany comes out and she's like, how long have you guys been up? Kind of like Brittany had been up. And I like that they all seem like they hide from Brittany potentially. And then Mary comes out and I like Mary. She's just like stumbling with her plate of food and they're like, how'd you sleep? And she's like, good. And Woody goes, Happy Mother's Day. And Woody goes, same. And Brittany goes, oh, yeah. Brittany's like, oh, shit. Oh, wait, I have 2 daughters. Oh, okay. And then Mary goes, and we're all here on a Mother's Day without our kids. And Angie's like, yeah, we don't want to say we left our kids on Mother's Day, right? And Lisa's like, you don't want to be in Greece on Mother's Day? And Angie's like, without our kids? And then Heather's like, I've never had a Mother's Day without them. Now, Heather's whole storyline has been getting rid of that 20-year-old filthy mattress and getting her fucking kids out of that house. She's like, oh, I can't wait for the kids to leave. And she even says in the talking head, best Mother's Day ever. She goes, she does these faces. It's like, stop it. You're not Jim Carrey. I mean, honestly, I know I'm not supposed to say that, but I like Mother's Day. That's me on a girls' trip with no responsibilities. This is the Mother's Days that they should have invented, which I'm sure is actually, no, in all actuality, it's got to be great. That is a real treat for a mother, is to not have the responsibility of their kids, right? So Brittany's like, we got to FaceTime them all day and bring them with us. And Heather's like, I don't know about that. Brittany in a talking head says, Mother's Days are usually bittersweet for me. And so it's nice being around other mothers. But at the same time, it's a little difficult seeing how other mothers relate to their kids in an uncomplicated, normal way, when I have a really complicated, nuanced relationship with my two knuckleheads, daughters. She says daughters. But maybe it's good for Brittany to be around other mothers and see how that works, and maybe inspires her to be a better mother to her daughters in some ways, right? But she says it's nice to be distracted, and it's like pouring salt into the wound at the same time. I can understand that, but man, like, now remember, her one daughter, very brave to come on this season, and they had such a beautiful scene, right? But Brittany says, can I point something out? I miss Jared. No, she says, just like that, we're light and bright and having fun, and there's one person that's missing. All right, shitster. And then we cut to Meredith inside. Meredith Marks. She's not there, folks. She's getting her coffee poured, right? And they all just outside are like, ugh, I'm not going to say it. And Brittany goes, okay, I'll shut up. But Heather's like, for real, though, did you talk to Meredith this morning? And Lisa's like, I messaged her, and then she didn't write me back, and I'm frustrated. But Heather goes, okay, so when I saw her, she came up to get a coffee. She was mad-ish. And Lisa's like, why? Well, I could just tell she was mad. She came and tried to get a coffee, and she was like, it's broken. It's broken! It's this fucking machine is broken. Fuck it. I just come to Greece. I want a fucking copper copy. Fucking A. Jesus fucking Christ. And we see a flashback where the coffee machine is broken and they're like trying to jam things in. And Heather has her like hand on her hip. Like, I can't fucking believe this. There's not a Starbucks within miles. But all the ladies are kind of giving each other looks like, uh-oh, we upset Meredith again. And I guess she just went upstairs, right? But Heather, by the way, man, Heather's had some good talking head looks, but this, I don't even know how to describe it. It's new. It looks like she's wearing like this beaded, I don't even know what is this? Like a beaded, I've podcasted for so long and I've lost the ability to even describe what this is. That's how weird it is to me. It's just like a bunch of beads, and then it's a mess. I don't like it. I don't like it. Just, it's horrible. But Heather says last night's dinner with Meredith was no different, you know? And she's like, I have no idea where we go from here. I know I shouldn't keep having the same discussion, but I guess I'm just holding out hope for a storyline of my own next season. No, she says that Meredith will swallow her pride for the sake of our friendship. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm like, listen, Heather is, I've tried to be nice for the most of the season, but now I'm getting there. I'm being pushed to my limit. So now they're going to go get ready for the day, folks. So they're going to go find Meredith, and Angie lets us know the plans for the day, that Lisa, Bronwyn, Mary, and Angie are going to ride donkeys. Of course. Who doesn't love a donkey ride? And they're like, are you kidding? And Bronwyn's like, yes, I love it. And Lisa's like, we're going to ride donkeys? And Angie's like, yeah, I thought I'd put asses on asses. Hey-o. And then Meredith, Brittany, Heather, and Whitney, but Whitney's like, that's an interesting combo. They are going to a Greek cooking class. And Whitney's like, do you hate me all of a sudden? And Angie's like, I love you, Whitney. In a talking head, Whitney goes, even though I'm really frustrated with Meredith, it might be nice to spend some good one-on-one time with her. And Brittany's like, are there not enough donkeys on the island for all of us? I could call Jared. No, when he goes, because every time Meredith opens her mouth, Lisa is piping in and speaking for her. So maybe she'll actually sit down and talk to us while we're doing Greek cooking. Tzatziki. Okay, so... Sorry. Mary Cosby goes and finds Meredith, and Meredith opens the door to the bathroom, and she has those like under eye patches on, and Mary goes, hey. Just already, it's like this is something's not right. And Mary's like, you like it takes a lot for Mary to get scared. She's like, you okay? You okay? I'm very overtired, Mary Cosby, and I'm tired of being treated like I'm a piece of dirt on the ground. So what do you want to do? Mary says. I don't really know. In a talking head, Meredith says, the way Whitney and Heather have treated me over these last several weeks shows her characters. It speaks to who they are. They are mean girls, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. She tells Mary, I'm not in the mood. She tells that to Seth all the time. Come on, baby, let me just feel something. I'm not in the mood. Folks, I don't know if you know this, but I used to wear contacts every day. That is right. And I used to have things like my last pair of contacts panic, and that's why I always used 1-800-CONTACTS. Now, for over 30 years, 1-800-CONTACTS has been the leader in online contact lens delivery with millions of contacts in stock and award-winning customer service. And now here's what sets them apart from everybody else. They offer fast, free shipping on every order and have over 100 million contact lenses in stock, ready to ship from distribution centers across the country. They also have free return and exchanges, means you can order confidently, and they even offer unbeatable perks like free torn lens replacement. They provide a way to renew your contact lens prescription from home. Other than they do an online vision exam online. There's an express exam. It takes less than 10 minutes and it gives you a doctor-issued prescription that you can use to buy contact lenses. No other major retailer makes prescription renewal this easy. They also have a best price guarantee. That means if you find your contacts at a lower price elsewhere, they're going to beat it. That's a promise you will not find anywhere else. They also have extra discounts for new customers on their site. Their 24/7 customer support is there if you ever need help day or night. And whether you have a strong prescription or astigmatism like I did, they will deliver your contacts fast, free shipping straight to your mailbox. I mean, that is a lot of reasons to use 1-800-CONTACTS. Getting contacts doesn't have to be a hassle. Let 1-800-CONTACTS get you the contact lenses you need right now. Order online at 1-800-CONTACTS.com or download the free 1-800-CONTACTS app today. I'm not in the mood to deal with them. I mean, like Whitney, she's not my friend, Mary. I'm very tired of Whitney making these false accusations on me. And we flash back to Whitney at the Boston Tea Party episode. If you're going to call me liar, let's do it. Alcoholic? Yeah. Pill popper? Huh. It's exhausting. They are damaging, and she needs to worry about herself and her own life and stop projecting it onto me. And Mary's trying to butt in like, well, it's honestly, and Meredith is like, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I love that word, heebie-jeebies. It gives me the heebie-jeebies, Mary. Have you ever had the heebie-jeebies? That we shouldn't call them bad weather anymore. We should call them the heebie-jeebies. I crack myself up. Heather and Whitney, the heebie-jeebies. You're Hebe, Heather, and I'm Jeebie. Together, we're heebie-jeebies. Mary says, well, listen, that she's taking full accountability for how she hurt you, Heather. She's taking full accountability. And Meredith goes, no, she didn't hurt me, Mary. Because I don't care about her opinion. You're not understanding, Mary Cosby. And Mary's like, yeah, but I also feel like you need to tell her how you feel. Now, this is Mary, like Heather does this in a ham-handed, like overbearing way where she's like trying to produce, like, but you need to talk to her. I like the way Mary does it. Goes, hey, you just need to tell her how you feel. You can. And then Meredith goes, well, we'll see. We'll see. And Mary goes, we just got to get through this. We have to. We have to. How else are we going to survive? Mary Cosby, the voice of reason. Who would have thunk it? So we get out of that. Meredith is painting on her eyebrows. And Bronwyn is asking Angie, have you ever done these donkey rides before? And Angie says, oh, yeah, Sean and Electra and I did these last time in 2019, and it is so fun. You're going to love it, Bronwyn. It's a must in Santorini, right? So all the ladies are getting glam, putting their makeup. Mary's like doing her hair, and then they're out the door, folks. And Angie K has a little Greek flag, and she's like, follow the flag so we don't lose each other. And then Lisa's like, you guys, wait for me. You're going to make me walk the streets of Greece by myself, tin roof rusted. But Lisa's actually on time, right? Lisa's going to go with the group. And they're like, hurry, Lisa just got out of glam. Kalimera, Lisa, Kalima Bakleva, woo! So they're in the Sprinter vans. And Lisa's like, okay, so what's going on? You're cooking, me cooking, donkey, okay. And Heather goes, Meredith, how did you feel about the groups? And Meredith goes, about the groups who I'm going to be with? No, the boy bands, like 98 Degrees. Backstreet, how do you feel about the groups? Yeah, no. But she's like, yeah, the groups today. And Meredith goes, not real positive. And Mary goes, oh, Lord. And Angie's like, well, it was in hopes of a positive outcome. You know, I mean, if you guys all where there's tension in the group don't get together and, make amends or find resolve, then the rest of the trip won't be fun. And Angie says, given Meredith's mood, I'm actually doing her a favor. I mean, donkeys are like, horses are highly sensitive. Like it could throw her off. She's so darkly comic, but the way she presents it is so light and bubbly, and it really works. I really love those two competing things because she says some of the most underhanded, like just barbs, but she says it in this really unassuming way that you don't even realize how harsh of a comment it is until it's out her mouth. But I just love that thought of a donkey feeling Meredith Marks' energy and like, donkey, this donkey kicked me off. So Meredith says, ever since the plane, it's clear that how I speak is not okay. No one wants to hear what I have to say. I've been told not to speak. Now, also, during this scene, it is very important that you pay attention to Brittany Bateman. Brittany Bateman is it's the old adage I was always told as an actor is that there are no small parts, just small actors. Is that Brittany doesn't even have to be speaking in a scene, and my eyes will go directly to her because she is actively listening and she is reacting with her face, and she'll be just like, that's interesting. Oh, no way. Like she's in it. Like I can watch Brittany at any point and she's making some sort of face that cracks me up. But Meredith goes, I've been told not to speak. I've been told that the way I speak isn't good enough. I'm apparently too educated. She goes, I'm apparently too educated and speak too eloquently. And Heather's like, it's nothing to do with your education. I too am educated. It had to do with the fact that you're being pretentious, Meredith, and not connecting with me as a friend. Oh my God, the connecting police is here. I don't have my glasses on. Is that Heather Gay with the connection police? Oh, that we're not connecting enough? Give me a... This is where you start to feel bad for Meredith. But Heather's like, you're dictating to me. You were like teaching me. Don't you know I'm the star of this show? Do I have to say receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots again? But Heather goes, it was condescending. And I did imitate you, Meredith, because it was fucking frustrating. And Meredith just is like fiddling with her purse. And Heather's like, it's not my job to get you to be a friend to me. Then stop acting like it's your job, Heather. My God. Anyways, her phone is ringing like while Heather is like doing her whole monologue. And Meredith picks it up and she goes, hello. Oh God, I'm freeze framed on this shot and Brittany Bateman's face. She's just like, it's so good. Hello. She picks up the phone mid-fight. Hello. It's Meredith Marks. Hi, honey. It's my son wishing me a happy Mother's Day. Okay. And the producer in a talking head says, in the middle of your argument, Meredith picks up the phone call from her son, like you and she are going at it. And then Heather, we got Dave Chappelle in our midst. Heather picks up her phone and goes, oh, I know. Hold on one second. It's my daughter. Hey, sweetie, I know. Oh, I know you're 22, but you just have to smooth the dollar out before you put it into the vending machine. Happy Mother's Day to you, darling. I love you. Mommy loves you. Wah, wah. Heather always thinks she has good, like, joke concepts that I think fall so completely flat. Me and Rebecca were watching this and we were enjoying it. And then Heather did that bit and we just both were like, wah, wah. Now, there are people that I like that say they like this bit, that this was really funny. And that just goes to show you that, like, we all view these shows in such different ways. I just thought this was so stupid. I thought you didn't need to put a hat on a hat. We already had the comedy of Meredith doing this in the first place. All you had to do was like, isn't that crazy that she did that? We didn't need Heather Gay's little phone bit, her little prop comedy, her little carrot top moment. Wasn't necessary at all. Brittany stands up for Meredith and is like, she's taking a phone call. And Meredith's like, I love you. I'm getting yelled at to hang up the phone on Mother's Day. It would be great if all of a sudden Meredith was like, no, you hang up first. No, you hang up first, Brooks. No, you hang up first, Mom. No, you hang up first, Brooks. I love you. No, I love you. I love you, Bobby. Anyways, all of the ladies are just staring at Meredith as she puts the phone back in her purse. Very, very upset. So there's a long, awkward silence in the Sprinter van. And Meredith, arms crosses, just says, I want to be with my family. I want to be with my family. I don't want to be here right now. And she sounds teary in her voice. But she goes, I don't want to be with my family. I don't want to be here right now. That's how I feel. It's Mother's Day. I want to talk to my children and be with my family. And everybody's silent. And Brittany there's a shot of Brittany and she kind of rolls her eyes like, stupid fan. I don't want to be with my family. Ugh. And Lisa goes, I'm happy in Greece. Just saying. We know you are, Lisa. Just saying. If we're leaving, I want to stay. I love you, Jack and Henry, and my fresh wolf empire. But, and Heather's like, I love you girls, but greetings from Greece. My whole season is about getting you the fuck out. And Meredith is just pouting, looking out the window. In a talking head, she is, it's very normal to take a phone call. And I just wanted a couple of minutes to hear a happy Mother's Day from my son, who has a very slow way of speaking, so that could take hours. Because it was the only opportunity I'd have to speak to him. Pretty disappointing. I mean, what if Brooke's like, oh my God, Mom, are they really making you get off the phone? And Heather goes, look, I'm upset, Meredith, because I felt like I got raked over the coals. And I felt like all my track record was thrown out the window and it totally crushed me. Bullshit. It did not totally crush Heather. Oh my God. If this is how you're yapping 60 miles a minute, like it crushed you? No, it didn't. And Heather goes, and then Meredith, you never even could deeply apologize or see that it hurt me. You talked your way out of it. You made it seem like it was quid pro quo. This is another opportunity to watch Brittany. Brittany's actively listening. She's like, uh-huh. And Heather goes, and that's okay, Meredith. We can fuck up. I'll maybe step outside my comfort zone and say, I fucked up. I'm sorry. And I love you. And I do not want to put our friendship at risk. But I did not get that from you. And it makes me question when the next morning I wake up and I'm still in trouble, still getting cold shouldered. Like I'm in trouble for you not being okay. And I'm not okay. The best daytime actor award goes to Dame Heather Gay. But anyways, there's a big pause and Meredith goes, well, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say other than that. And Heather's like, so is it just me you have tension with? Or what about Whitney and Brittany too? So it's never good enough for Heather Gay, the leader of the pack. And then Lisa thinks this is where you're like, oh God, thank God Meredith has a friend like Lisa. Because Lisa's like, let's talk about the real issue. Whitney, her feelings are hurt because like she's basically, and then Whitney goes, I want to hear it from Meredith. Like they won't let Lisa speak for her. And Heather's like, you're once again doing this, Lisa. You are once again doing this. And Lisa's like, I'm trying to everybody's talking. And Heather's like, she goes gray rock, Meredith goes gray rock, and you pick it up and you speak for her, Lisa. I'm just saying, say what you mean, because this is why we're gray rock, because nobody's saying what they mean. Yeah. And Meredith is kind of like subtly shaking her head as she looks out the window. And when he's like, why do you feel like I'm always after you, Meredith? I was told to keep the scene going. It would be so funny if Brittany was caught recording at this point. Like, what the fuck? And Meredith goes, you are, Whitney. No, you can't say that. I am, because I am not. You are spreading rumors that I have mental health or substance abuse issues. I'm not interested in your opinions anymore. And Heather's like, Meredith, don't be an ice queen. Like, feel with your heart. Meredith, take my hand. Put it over my heart. Do you feel that? That's a heartbeat. Come on, ice queen. Come on, gray rock. Feel with your heart, Meredith, what your friend is saying to you. If I was Meredith, I'd literally be like, shut the fuck up. Who the fuck do you fucking think you are? Oh my gosh, stick your head up a donkey's butt. But Meredith goes, she is projecting lies onto me, Heather, like I'm not interested. And Lisa goes, there, you said it. And Brittany goes, Meredith, that's her experience, Whitney's experience. Yes, Meredith, can you please help me understand why you feel that way? And Lisa goes, because you called her a pill popper. There, I said it, because you called her a pill popper. Because you said she's a cheater. Because that, and Whitney goes, I want to hear that from Meredith, Lisa. It's never good enough. It's never good enough. We got to the core of it, which, by the way, I love Lisa saying this because, like 3 or 4 seasons ago, we had that iconic monologue from Lisa Barlow. Because Lisa said something like this.
That garbage whore. I hate her. She's a whore. She's half of me whore. She can go herself. Mary can go herself. I'm done with her. Because I'm not a whore and I don't cheat on my husband. Her and her dumb family that poses. Why don't you own a house? Wait, you can't. Because your husband changes jobs every 5 minutes? Fake Meredith is a piece of I have your back and I'm offended by that.
So Lisa knows what it's like to really say these things about Meredith. But I love Whitney like, I want to hear it from Meredith, Lisa. I feel like this is so unfair to me. And Meredith goes, I'm sure you do, Whitney, and I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry. And so they get out of the Sprinter van and they're like, great, let's go. Okay, all right, GTFO, get the fuck out. Have fun with your baklava. All right. And so Heather's getting the ladies out. Come on, we're going to have a great time at this cooking class. All right, come on. And, you have Brittany, Meredith, Whitney, and Heather for the cooking class. Great. Meredith turns the other way and just is walking away in this denim skirt. Very powerful image. Meredith with a denim skirt, white tank top. And Heather's like, what, are you leaving, Meredith? I have nothing left to say. And Heather's like, I don't know what to do. Do we just go in or do we sit in the sun and wait for her? Yeah, come on. Greek cooking waits for no one, Heather. So they're going to go in and cook and Meredith is just walking by herself. Poor cameraman's having to follow Meredith. And so they find the chef. And the chef's like, welcome, my name is Giovanni. I'm here for your cooking lesson. I'm Giovanni. This guy's badass, dude. I love Giovanni. This guy just seems like he has the secret to life. He's got a little man bun in the back, kind of gray, big, bushy beard and gray hair, chef robe on. But once again, we cut to Meredith just walking. Now's the time to call Brooks. I'm alone now, Brooks. Can we talk? Yeah? Anyways, Whitney's making conversation with Giovanni. Are you from Santorini? No, I'm from Crete. I'm from Sacramento. Ha. I'm half Greek, half Italian. I'm like a Greek salad. A Greek salad. I love it. That's so funny. Ha ha ha, so funny. But Heather's like, Giovanni's giving a Zeus vibe, like not the Greek god I imagined, but he will definitely do. Oh my God, close your legs, Heather. Jesus God. But Heather's like, Giovanni, our friend Angie is Greek and her family is from Crete. Really? Very interesting. Well, we have a lot to talk about, I guess. Great. Giovanni's like, oh God, these jackoffs. So they're like, hopefully Meredith went to cool off. And then Whitney's like, maybe she's riding the donkeys. Donkey riding in a miniskirt would be itchy on your privates. Anyways, we see Meredith just standing on a street corner and like a car's going by just honking. I'm walking here. Can't you see? Lisa says hi to the donkey, like the donkey people, like, hi, I'm Lisa. How are you? It's so nice to meet you. Hi, so are the donkeys nice? They're like, yes, donkey's nice. Do they bite? Do the donkeys bite? Are they nice? Whitney asks if the donkey bites 3 times. Or at least Lisa asks if the donkey bites 3 times. She asks the 4th, will they bite me? How do you say bite in Greece, Angie K? Bite. And he's like, no, nice. How do you say that, Angie? And Angie doesn't seem to know how to say bite, but they all agree that they're not going to bite. Lisa says, I've never been on a donkey before. She looks like a snippy little bitch. She tells the guy, she's beautiful. She's not a snippy little bitch. It's hard not to look cute standing next to an ass. That's why I'm with John Barlow. LOL. So Lisa finally feels safe to get on the donkey after she's been assured it's not going to bite 10 times. You can see that there's GoPros attached to these donkeys, but Lisa's like, I ride horses all the time. Yeah, you own like 3 of them, right? Like she has a little stumbling getting on, so I don't know how adept she is at horses. So they're all getting on the donkeys. Fun is to be had. Lisa came ready to play. She's like, what do you call a donkey with a degree? A smart ass. And they're like, that's a good one, Lisa. Yeah. This is my kind of Western. Just ladies in big hats on donkeys. Like, this to me is a Western. It's great. So they're going through the small streets of Santorini, and Angie says, we would pack our mule with groceries back in the day and walk it 17 miles down the mountains when he was 10. Oh, she's saying her dad did this. He would do this barefoot. He would take loads of groceries and food and trade it for other things they needed, right? Angie says this is more than a donkey ride through Santorini. For Angie says it's deeper than that because it's like getting a glimpse at her dad's childhood. And she says she pictures this 10-year-old little boy and how grateful he was just to have a donkey. While we drive Porsches and Range Rovers, right? We're also blessed with our lives, Angie says. And I love the GoPro. The GoPros are getting the worst shots of these ladies' chin. These ladies, Mary Cosby's chins is just like wild. And then Mary goes, is anybody else not enjoying this besides me? And Ron's like, why don't you like it, Mary? Well, I mean, I feel bad for this little boy, the donkey. I feel like I'm on his back, Yeah, Mary cares about animals, you guys. And Mary just is like, no, as it's like, walk, I don't like this, no. Mary says, I just didn't see Greece coming with riding a donkey. Yeah, I wouldn't, if somebody said I was going to Greece, I wouldn't think donkey at all. I would think like feta cheese. But Mary's like, you got these beautiful views, you got the water, and my outfit's cute too. I look cute on a donkey. And she's just smiling in her talking head. It's so cute. So back with the other ladies, they're making moussaka. We still see Meredith just like kind of just walking upstairs in her little denim heels. It is so funny. And she gets up and she's like, I had no choice but to come back because I'm stranded otherwise. It's not exactly what I want to do, but where else am I going? I can't walk back. So Giovanni meets Meredith. My name is Giovanni. Meredith, thank you. Pleasure to meet you. And so Giovanni seems to be what Meredith needs in this moment. He's like, we're doing a beautiful cooking lesson. Please take a seat, Meredith. Well, thank you for welcoming me, Giovanni. Thank you. enjoy a little bit of the wine. No, sorry, enjoy a little bit of the wine, Meredith Marks. And he pours her some wine. Yeah, mommy's medicine, yeah. Please, my dear, drink. Please, my dear. You're welcome. And so they all say, yamas, yamas, and cheers, right? But Giovanni can sense some tension. And he goes, one more, yamas again, yamas, one more. Let's drink. Yes, 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 yes. And they all drink. The cook is cooking. This tomato comes from a Santorini. We make it a paste. Heather's like, oh my gosh, I love it. Can I hold the paste? Oh, I'm participating in every scene. Can I smell the paste? Yeah. Well, it's a beautiful history from here, right? Yes, 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 yes. And then we put the salt in, and then maybe a little pepper, right? So the ladies, they start to make moussaka now. Oh, yeah. And then Heather goes, I'm making moussaka in my own terrain? Oh, I love this. Oh, calm down. What is... Well, first we put the fried potato with a little salt and pepper. And Meredith is just staring. And then we put on top of the eggplant, right? So they're putting this beautiful moussaka dish together. It actually does look pretty good, but Meredith looks sad. Meredith just looks infinitely sad. And Giovanni comes to Meredith. It whispers, what's happening? Are you okay? I am okay, Giovanni. What? Come on, be okay. Honest. Oh, Meredith's like, oh, you're so kind. Unfortunately, Giovanni, some of the women haven't been so kind. And Giovanni hugs Meredith from the side. I'm just sad. I miss my son on Mother's Day, Giovanni. And he goes, I won't get to talk to him. He goes, oh, okay, yes, yes. And Meredith goes, it's sad. It's so sad. It's sad. And then he goes, the wine makes us all happy. The wine, these Jamesons, this Red Bull and vodka makes us happy, right? And they're like, well, she's not happy. And Meredith goes, no, I am not happy. I'm not happy. And Heather's like, it's going to be okay. No, it's not changing. Brooks is on a flight. I will not speak to him on Mother's Day. And that was my chance to talk to him. And I am sad. And that's the one thing that's very important to me. Fuck Chloe. Fuck the other one. It's Brooks. That's the one thing. And I'm hurt and I'm sad. And Brittany goes, well, I didn't get to talk to my kids for 3 years, so. And Meredith goes, of course. But that's because they didn't want to talk to you. What are you well, I didn't talk to my kids for that. Brittany goes, well, I didn't talk to my kids for 3 years. So, and Mary goes, of course, it's all about you. It's all about you. And Brittany goes, anywho. And a talking head, Brittany's like, really? You can't even feign happiness for our sweet host here, Giovanni? Like, he's working his little heart out. And then Giovanni has like a metal, just like a fucking metal, a regular metal pot. And Heather's like, look how strong you are with that metal pot. That is heavy, Giovanni. Brittany goes, I don't know. It just feels like Meredith is just using not being able to talk to Brooks thing as deflection to not have to answer hard questions. When he goes, I'm sorry you missed the opportunity, Meredith. And Meredith's just still sniffling. We go back to the lonesome dove ladies on their donkeys, and they're like, I wonder how cooking's going. And Angie's like, well, it's not as fun as the donkeys. Lisa's like, I feel like these little things become exacerbated, but like there are situations that can all be resolved with a conversation. And I think it can be overwhelming when you're in it. And Bronwyn's like, but the thing is, when you're in a friendship, you have to be comfortable being fallible. Like, as people, we make mistakes. And if you want to have a deep friendship with someone, you have to let them see the parts of you that aren't good. And Angie's like, as she also needs to own what she has said. Not just wait for you to come to her rescue and you talk her way out of it, Lisa. You have been helping her, and maybe you should step back so she has to find her voice. And Lisa's like, it's so hard for me to step back. And Angie's like, she wants you to keep doing that for her so she doesn't have to do it. And all the ladies seem to be in agreement. And Braun says, that's the thing. Meredith and Heather have to figure it out for themselves if they're going to have a relationship. You can't figure it out for them. And I guess I see their point, but I think Heather is just going so hard that I'm like, what normal person would want to be friends with Heather at that point? Lisa in a talking head goes, I hear what you guys are saying. It's going in one ear and out the other. I am like a real loyal friend. I'm never going to stop defending Meredith. She tells the ladies, I'm a great friend to her and she's a great friend to me. And then Meredith's like, I don't know. I'm praying for Meredith. Yeah, I'm praying. I feel like something's off. So they keep dancing around this something's off. I feel like somebody knows exactly what it is, and they're trying to get Meredith to say it. We go back to Meredith, who is still just pouting, and we cut to another commercial. So the donkey ladies meet up with the cooking ladies, and Giovanni's like, oh, who's the Greek one? And Angie's like, I am, because, she's wearing like a Greek everything. He's like, oh, all right, oh. And so they all sit down to eat, and they're eating, and they're asking about how the donkey ride was. And Lisa's like, I love the donkeys so much. I'm very important to donkeys. I loved my donkeys. And Heather's like, I thought we were having fun, but you guys coming back, you have twice as much energy as us. Like, they are outlapping us. And there's a shot of Meredith just looking half dead, like that little girl grown up from The Ring, just standing there. And Mary's like, so did you guys get anywhere, though? Seriously? What do you mean? Just anywhere? Like, you guys didn't talk? And there's like, well, Meredith expressed that she was upset about Mother's Day. You want to tell her that part, Meredith? And Meredith's just like, just that I'm not going to talk to my son. Just made me sad because it's been a bit of a rough day, and it would have been amazing to have the very fun, energetic energy of Brooks Marks. It would have been nice for me. And Heather goes, join the club. Heather, it wouldn't have been fun for you. You don't want to be around your kids. Heather goes, you're upset about all of it, Meredith. Of course I'm upset about all of it. Oh, correct. That's what I was saying to you. And Lisa's like, when it comes to your emotions, I think it really has nothing to do with Mother's Day. It has to do with like our feelings with our friendships. And Meredith's like, am I allowed to be upset for 5 minutes? You don't get to use that to detour, so we're all begging you to be a part of the group again, Heather says. And I'm here, Heather says, and I'm here, and I'm showing up for my friends, and I'm showing up for my girl, and I'm having a great time because we knew that we were going to be on Grease on Mother's Day. We all chose to be here. We need to go back. And Lisa's like, we need to go back to ground zero. And that is Whitney and Meredith are not getting along because Whitney feels one way and Meredith feels another way. And Meredith, it just looks like the passion of Meredith Marks. She's like, it's like Selena Gomez wrapped in that blanket. She's like, awkward silence again. What I said about you, Meredith? Meredith, look at me. And Meredith's like, what I said about pill popping and alcoholism is a very slippery slope and it's not appropriate. And so I am sorry that I called you those names, Meredith Marks. Okay? And Meredith pauses and goes, okay, great. Okay, great. I'll update my LinkedIn. When he goes, I should have never called Meredith those things, okay? But that doesn't take away my concern for my friend. Well, is it really your friend if she doesn't want to be friends with you? And she says, there we go. We're making headway here. All right. And when he's like, yeah. And then Giovanni's like, Opa, Yamas, Opa, Yamas. All right, Opa. All right. Okay. He's like, get the fuck out. This is the worst day of my life. So now they're in the Sprinter van on the way back, and they're talking, Lisa's like talking about being tired, and Heather's like, oh, I'm ready to go. She's like, Whitney keeps asking if I'm going to shower. And then Whitney goes, Are you? Yeah, that's Heather, man. Heather's a dirty bird, dude. Heather's probably not showered since she was on the airplane back at Salt Lake City. But Heather's like, I shower every day. And then Lisa goes, oh my God. Oh my God. And Heather's like, I do it when you're not there. I do a 10-2 shower. What does that even mean? And then Heather goes, Whitney does a 10-1-2 every time, and she shouts it from the rafters. What does that mean? And Mary Cosby's like, is that true? Is that true? Is that true? And Mary Cosby's like, what is a 10? Meredith, by the way, is like sleeping. And Mary Cosby doesn't know what a 10-1-2 is. And they're like, tell her, Meredith, tell her. Meredith goes, pee. And Heather goes, a 10-1-2 is a pee and a poo. And Meredith goes, I forgot about the 2 part. She's sleeping, but she seems like, just like, I forgot about the 2 part. I only do the 10-1. I only do the 10-1, not the 10-1-2. Like, I don't know, man. When you're Meredith has such a weird, there's so many weird slurs and tired and extreme highs. Then Mary Cosby starts talking about how the donkeys had diarrhea earlier. And you know how concerned Mary is with people's digestive systems. And Heather's like, we got Meredith to say 10-1-2. So funny. So now they're back at the place and they're jumping into the pool. Everybody's in the pool and Meredith comes out in this kind of business casual swimsuit that looks beautiful on her, by the way. And Heather's like, oh, we didn't say it's a business. You're dressed like a business meeting, not for the pool. And Meredith goes, well, hello, honey. And takes her little skirt down and there's swim trunks. And all of a sudden Meredith is up, hello, honey. Woo! Yeah, I'm ready to rock. This is what I'm talking about. The extremes are it's not a 10-1-2. Let's go! Woo! And Mary's like, that's a cute swimsuit. Meredith goes, I'm trying to restart, have some fun, and hopefully we get through this time. And Meredith, all of a sudden, Professor Positive. She sticks her tootsies in the pool, and she's like, this is nice. This is really nice. This is great. I love it. This is great. Right. So Whitney wants to have a doggy paddle race, and Whitney and Brittany and Meredith are all doing doggy paddles in the pool. Meredith is participating, and they're like, faster, faster, faster. This is a gorgeous pool, you guys. Wow. So Meredith starts just bumping into Whitney because she's trying to win, I guess. But Whitney's like, Meredith is cheating. And she's like, I was because I was losing and I got mad. She is all of a sudden flying. Bronwyn in the talking head's like, here we go. This is the Meredith we've been waiting for. She found cocaine in Greece. But Bronwyn's like, I don't understand the switch, but God, I'll take it. And Meredith, she's having a great time. And then all of a sudden, this guy comes in and is like, hey, these flowers are from Mrs. Marks, huh? It's beautiful flowers. And then Lisa goes, oh my God, that's so sweet. I don't like flowers. I never want flowers as a gift. Lisa, there's a reason I didn't get a flower delivery, because everybody knows I hate flowers, or I would get that as well. Flowers die. I want stuff. And they're like, who's it from, Meredith? And they're from Brooks and Chloe. Thank God. And thank God. So Meredith now is just yeah, happy Mother's Day, everyone. Yeah, all right. All right. Great. But the ladies are all having a good time, and they're all talking with each other. And Lisa's talking to Angie K about Electra, Angie's daughter. Does she identify as Greek? And Angie's like, well, right now she identifies mostly as just with her horse stuff. I'm not Greek or American. I'm horse. But Angie's like, that's her life. She's a teenager, She rides 5 and 6 days a week. And Lisa's like, sneaking miniskirts into your bag. And then Lisa's like, did you guys ever have to change at school? I did twice and I got busted. The second time and I wanted to die. And then Lisa's like, when did you have your first kiss? And Heather's like, and Angie says, Heather got one of the hottest guys in our school. And they dry humped, Angie said. God, I love that because Angie and Heather went to high school together, but that's crazy. And that's the kind of shit you would hear around school, right? Like they dry humped or they did, that shit was like rampant. But remember when dry humping was like a thing? Remember that? Like that was, I was the bad boy of podcasting and dry humping. Like, oh my God. But Lisa's like, oh my God, you dry humped Heather? What? Honor code? What? By the way, Mary is just eating this eating this battered shrimp. And then Mary just goes, I don't think this shrimp got dewormed. And nobody's paying attention to her, but the camera is. It's great. And then he's like, speaking of first kisses, Bronwyn, have you ever kissed a girl? And Bronwyn's like, yes. And Angie's like, oh. And Lisa goes, how many? And Bronwyn's like, a handful. And like Lisa's laughing uncomfortably, like, I don't like where this is going. And he's like, did you go to second base? And Lisa's like, ha 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 ha. And Bronwyn's like, yes, I've done more than just kiss girls. And Heather's like, second base? I've done more than everybody here with a girl. How about that? And Angie's like, I've never kissed a girl. And Lisa goes, I've never kissed a girl either. And then Bronwyn's like, let's get Whitney out here, please. Because, Whitney's kissed some girls, right? Whitney's like, what's going on? Hello. And Bronwyn's like, help me. Why do you need help, Bronwyn? They're asking me if I ever kissed a woman, the only person out here with anything to share. And then Whitney takes Bronwyn's face and gives her a kiss on the lips. You guys, the Whitney-Bronwyn relationship might just happen because Whitney pays attention to everything that we say as an audience. So Whitney, try to get Bronwyn to kiss. Like Bronwyn go to second base with you next season. So Whitney in a talking head goes, I've been told since my first kiss that I'm a great kisser. Bronwyn must be kind of dry out there if this peck got her excited. Okay, Whitney. So Bronwyn's like, so you've never kissed a girl? And Brittany and Angie are like, no. And Bronwyn's like, would you want to? And they're like, no. And then Brittany goes, I have kissed hundreds, though. And they're like, hundreds of women? And Brittany's like, no, of men. That's as slutty as I get is first base, Brittany says. And Mary's like, you said hundreds? And then Brittany goes, yeah, like 367. And Lisa goes, how do you keep count? On your Excel sheet? And Brittany goes, yeah, I've been doing a spreadsheet thing since college. Holy shit. Fuck that stupid unicorn. I want to see this spreadsheet. Jared, let's frame this spreadsheet and give it to her. You are loved. You have been kissed 368 times now. But think about that. I thought about this. I thought about how many people I've kissed in my life. Have you thought about this? I was thinking about that. Like, what do you think it is? Because what do you think? I think 360. I think maybe like 30 or 35. Like it's still, I gotta say, some of those people I've kissed multiple, like tons of times, but 367 separate people. And Mary's like, that's how many members are in my church. Heather's like, what was the worst rule you guys broke in your households growing up? And Meredith goes, my mother was out of town. I'm not even sure she knows this to this day. So I hope my mom never hears this. Hopefully hearing loss runs in the family. So when she was out of town, we had the most crazy, massive party. Zimas everywhere when I was in high school. I was the youngest, like everyone was older than me. And then we broke, and everybody's like waiting, like, oh my God, what is it? What did you break? What did you break? What did you break? This dish. That's how we got in trouble. And they're like, huh? A dish? A dish? What? Brittany's like, I fucking just admitted I kissed 367 people. You broke a dish? What? But Meredith's like, yeah. In a talking head, Meredith's like, whoops. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mom. Of course I knew we were going to get a Heather talking head of like, Jeeves, bring me the glue. I do funny characters in my talking heads. That's what I do. I do funny little bits. Now they're all going to hit nightlife in Santorini, right? So they're all getting ready. Mary Cosby decides she's going to stay back. And Angie's like, do you have your blankie? Let's get your jammies on. It's very cute, actually. So they're all getting in the Sprinter van. And Whitney, they keep dressing like she's like a little Eastern European girl named Svetlana. And Lisa's like, if she gets too drunk, you can give her this, like a bottle of water, and you can call her a high body count drunk. Ha ha ha. And then Brittany goes, I trademarked that. I trademarked high body count, Lisa. And Lisa's like, you did? And then Lisa goes, that's not yours. You can't trademark that. And Brittany looks directly at Angie K. And Brittany goes, I stole it. And Mary's like, and then Lisa goes, I'm asking my attorney if we can take her trademark. And Angie's like, wait, Brittany, why would you do, like, is this real? Brittany, why would you do that? You trademarked high body count hair? And Brittany goes, I was the one that took it on the chin. That's why. And Angie's like, I think that's super embarrassing that you would go, that's a, you know, and Brittany's like, that's a little hardcore. She's like, no, Brittany, it is embarrassing that you would take something someone else said and patent it. Angie in a talking head goes, the person who has not had a witty line other than ting, ting, ting in her entire life trademarked my line. They must be furious that she got that unicorn bit. Now we go back to last season when Angie at Meredith's bat mitzvah tells Brittany that was like high body count hair. Angie goes, to try and make money off of it? I don't know enough how trademarks work. Like, does every time I say high body count hair, she can charge me? Like, you can just do that? Also, doesn't Bravo own the rights to all this shit? Like, can Meredith, like I said, can Meredith, like, can she trademark, you can leave? And can Heather trademark the receipts proof timeline screenshots? Like, what is going on here? You can trademark that? But now that it's kind of like silent in the Sprinter van. And Heather's like, you're not flattered by it at all, Angie K? And he's like, not at all. And Heather's like, were you going to trademark it? I gotta say, like, this adds like a whole nother dimension to the show that I kind of love. If these ladies start fighting over trademarks and popularity, and I mean, like, that is that kind of meta universe that I love. Brittany in a talking head goes, all's fair in love and trademarks. Sorry, Angie, don't be a sore loser. Also, high body count hair. I didn't think Angie invented that. I had heard that so many times in my life. I have big hair, but I don't know, high body. Anyways, Angie says, I'm not that mad. I just think it's kind of embarrassing and weird that you would do that. And Brittany's like, I'm the one that had the hair ratted, you know? And Angie's like, you think I want people like to think that I want my hair to look like this? And Brittany's like, it was a joke. It was a joke. And Brittany's like, what's wrong with my hair? I love my hair. And he's like, your hair's gotten better. It's still way too long for your age. No offense. And Brittany's like, are you kidding me? And Lisa goes, mine's a little long too for mine. Yeah. Mine's a little long too. And Angie's like, no, when I see Brittany's hair, I'm like, oh my God, my hair is almost as long as Brittany's. It just looks a little cheap. I'm not even. Brittany's like, oh my gosh. She's like, I'm just being totally honest, but it makes me want to cut, it makes me want to take the length off your hair, Brittany. And it's like, what? So now they're at the club. It's night, a beautiful view of Santorini. And Meredith's like, do you want to hear about our new business venture? And they're like, what? Oh no, what? And Bronwyn's like, Meredith asked me if my straw worked. Could I drink out of my straw? And I said, it would be great if I had a flask inside that you could drink out of. And Meredith said, yeah, so we're going to patent ting, ting, ting. We don't have an announcement because it's secrets. And they're like, oh, wow, congratulations. That is so creative. And Bronwyn's like, it's very high body count. And Brittany's just like, and Angie goes, but Brittany, it is embarrassing that you would do that about the trademark. It is. That's like Ditzarella. And when he goes, didn't we have a high body count party for her to support her with her hair? Angie goes, look how Brittany's all proud of herself. Like it was like she came up with it. And Brittany goes, I am proud of myself. I think it's fantastic. And Angie goes, you have bad hair. Like, and I said it. Angie, let it go. And Brittany goes, I think that you're like strangely jealous of my hair, Angie. And Angie just puts her hands over her face and they're all laughing. And Brittany goes, maybe your hair doesn't curl easily? I don't know. No one has any problem with my hair other than you. And Angie's like, I'm in my lane, babe. And Brittany goes, maybe there's something about me that is threatening. Like, I literally don't know why you're so obsessed with my hair, my trademarks, my business moves, all of that. Like, what's the deal? Angie goes, there's no jealousy. I think I've been really nice to you, you know? And Lisa goes, I think it is really weird that you trademarked. And Angie goes, Lisa, isn't it fucking weird? And Brittany goes, it's not someone else's TM. TM is trademark, you guys. And Angie goes, it's my line. And Brittany goes, oh, just so because you thought of the same thing, I'm supposed to give up my trademark to you? Hell no. And Brittany was like, she didn't think of the same thing. She said it first. And Brittany goes, about me. What about me? About me. But you didn't think of it. Here's the thing. You had some crazy ass hair and she made fun of it, Brittany. She said it. Heather goes, Angie did not invent high body count hair. She said it in a funny way. Angie goes, so if somebody said you look like a slut, and Lisa goes, what? What? And Angie goes, do you now own the word slut? And Meredith is like, at least Meredith's laughing, right? And Brittany goes, I was smart enough to do it first. And Meredith goes, oh, God. And Angie goes, oh, I wasn't smart enough. Angie's about to go, you get the fuck out of Greece right now. Angie goes, now you sound like a fool, Brittany. You sound like a fool. When he goes, high body count's supposed to be funny. I have a high body count outfit on. And she stands up and she is in this really weird little red dress number that I guess shows off her body. But she's also just looks like she's burnt red. So it's all, and she has red hair. It's all just a weird look. But when he goes, and to sit and attack over and over how someone looks and like, it just, I know Meredith doesn't like when it happened to her or when it happens to me. And Bronwyn's like, I didn't say anything about her hair or her bronzer. Don't lump everybody into that. And Meredith goes, I didn't talk about her, you know, I didn't do that. Don't make this a group conversation. You know, she can dish it out to everyone else, but she can't take it. There's a reason everybody chimes in. And when he goes, look around us now. We are in Greece. We're supposed to be out having fun. And instead, we're hyper-focused on trademarks and hair. So Angie's like, let's be done with the conversation then. And they're like, are you okay, Brittany? And Brittany's like, yeah, I'm okay. Brittany can shake this shit off. I don't even, like, Brittany is a different kind of beast, right? And so then they're like, cheers the Santorini. So they rally and they all cheers. And they're in this ending on a relatively positive note. And Bronwyn says, Happy Mother's Day. And then Brittany goes, I'm trademarking that. Good, it's good, right? Next time on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And we see the ladies in very colorful dresses in Greece. Mary saying to the ladies, I'm a little worried. I'm a little concerned. And I think she's talking about Meredith. And then we see Meredith in a bathtub where she does her best work talking to Lisa Barlow going, I was told that she was non-stop drama all day. And then Mary Cosby crying going, she's suffering and I can see it. And then Whitney screaming, I haven't even said what the fuck it is yet. And then Lisa going, shut up. You shut the fuck up. Don't ever talk like that to me again. And then Whitney goes, Lisa, I love you. I love you. And a drink gets spilled on Whitney, and Whitney looks shocked. Folks, we made it to the end of an episode. Boy, you guys, at the beginning of this, I didn't think I could do it. I have been in such a funk all day. I was talking to my therapist and, listen, seasonal depression, it hits you. And he said this really interesting thing. He was like, listen, we live in Los Angeles where it's sunny all the time. And sometimes you're almost convinced that you should be happy all the time. But sometimes, especially now, we're at the solstice, right? Like the days are as short as they possibly are before it starts headed back the other way. And sometimes you gotta feel those feelings, right? You gotta hibernate, and that's okay. And I thought that was comforting. I don't know if that made sense to you, but it made sense to me. But it was really hard. So I had fun. I hope you guys had fun. Thank you for being here. Come back on Friday for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And that's it. Be nice to each other, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.